The COVID-19 pandemic greatly disrupted the education sector. In Uganda, nursery schools were indefinitely suspended. To date, their fate remains to be determined. We speak to KAINOafrica, a startup that's providing a homeschooling solution for nursery school children.
Linda Kimbabas is my name. I'm a co-founder and the Chief Curriculum Development Officer at KAINOafrica. KAINO is an integrated multi-channel learning platform that enables millions of nursery school-going children to have access to curriculum-aligned, STEM-blended lesson guides that teachers and parents can use to teach their children via our web and mobile applications.
How did you come up with this solution?
So we noticed that the early childhood education sector was a very neglected place. If you're to look at solutions, you see that many attend to secondary and primary education.
I'm 7 years old. I do homeschooling. Before I joined homeschooling, I was studying at a school called Bishop Vasili in Kabale. I find it more interesting compared to the traditional schooling.
Yet, early childhood is the center, or it's the foundation of all learning. In fact, early mental stimulation is time-bound. It happens in between the ages of 0 to 8. So that simply means that the problems that these children face later on while learning can be traced to lack of early mental stimulation. If you check the UBOS report of 2020, you're going to notice that over 8 million children fail to transition to secondary school. And as KAINOafrica, we believe if nothing is done, we are condemning the next generation to difficulty in learning and acquiring new skills, struggle, and abject poverty.
Bring us to speed on the progress you've made so far as KAINOafrica and the challenges on your journey.
So far, our biggest achievement is getting children to read within the shortest period of time.
Timothy is an amazing boy. I'm so delighted of how much he can get things in a short while. I met him when he had been in kindergarten for 3 years, but surprisingly, he couldn't even tell numbers 1 to 10. Yes, he could rehearse them, but the number identification was too hard for him. Timothy is a boy who he didn't know any sound, he didn't know anything. He was like a child who has never gone to school. But thanks be to KAINO, through the system, you cannot imagine how fast the boy has been able to catch up.
The words raccoon. The words are. My name is Maximus. I stay in Kasokoso. I am 5 years.
That comes from the STEM activities that we give these children that actually brings out the innate love for science. And we are seeing that manifest every day. And to us, that is a win.
When I joined KAINO homeschooling, much as I was in Pito, I had to go back and do nursery content, which I had to do phonics and all that stuff. Then, which polished my speech. Every speech I would do. Then I discovered my new love for science. And now I'm aspiring to be both a pilot and an astronaut. Yes.
That's a wonderful story, Linda. Tell us about the challenges you've faced on your journey.
Right now, the biggest challenge is to get parents to know the pivotal role that they play in their children's education. Most of them are so sold out to the school system in that they don't believe that they can actually create the right environment, make the right interactions for these children to learn.
Linda, what impact would you like to see with full rollout of your solution?
With full rollout of the KAINO solution, I want to see a paradigm shift where parents look at homeschooling as the new normal and embrace the use of technology, because that is where the future is headed. When it comes to teachers, we want to rebrand teaching and make it a good career choice. So we intend to make teaching an attractive profession where it's an attractive career choice. You understand that very many nursery teachers, they are attributed to maybe being school dropouts and not having excelled at a certain level of education. Our target is about 1,500 teachers that we intend to train and certify in the first year of our rolling out. When it comes to our rural literacy trainings, this is where we train rural women plus their children. Our target this year, after rolling out, is about 1,200 women. And this directly impacts about 4,000 rural children who are going to benefit from these. When I talk about rural trainings, they are not just therapeutic for these women, but they actually empower the entire community. Yes.
What does your startup look like in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, we should be able to release data reports that are relevant to policymakers, where data-driven decisions can be made to achieve effective early childhood education. And then our service addressable market, being sub-Saharan Africa, we intend to have a regional footprint of about 10 countries that are tech-hungry. And in 5 years, KAINO should be a benchmark of quality when it comes to early childhood education in sub-Saharan Africa.
As KAINOafrica, how does the future of education look like for you, and how does your solution fit into it?
When I envision the future of education, I see the next generation full of innovators, collaborators, and critical thinkers, and tech is going to play a very vital role. I must note that technology cannot replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of a great teacher can be very, very transformational. And our teacher guide is a teacher empowerment tool that is going to enable these children to have cognitive growth, to have literacy skills and moral strength. And all this is to give them a very firm foundation that is going to prepare them for the 21st century workplace.
Thank you, Linda, for developing a much-needed solution. It is evident that we cannot neglect the nursery school children. While we await the government decision on the fate of nursery schools, KAINOafrica presents to us a working solution. The question remains, how fast can we embrace it?